Parents who have disowned or genuinely stopped loving your child, what happened? It all started when our son, Alex, started dating this girl, Lisa. At first, we were happy for him. Lisa seemed nice enough, and Alex was clearly smitten. But things took a turn for the worse quickly. Alex and Lisa became inseparable, which wasn't the issue. The problem began when Lisa started staying over more frequently. Initially, it was just weekends, but soon it turned into every day. She practically moved in without ever having a formal discussion about it. My wife and I tried to be accommodating, but it was clear that Lisa was not the best influence on Alex. Lisa started to disrespect us openly. She would make snide remarks about our house, our rules, and even our lifestyle. But the breaking point was when she started treating my wife like a servant. Lisa would demand that my wife cook for her, clean up after her, and even do her laundry. It was like having an ungrateful tenant rather than a guest. One particular incident sticks out in my mind. My wife had spent hours cooking a nice dinner for everyone, only for Lisa to take one bite and say, "This is disgusting. Can't you make anything better?" She then demanded my wife make something else. My wife, bless her heart, complied without a word, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. I tried to talk to Alex about it, but he brushed it off. He told me I was overreacting and that Lisa was just expressing herself. He seemed blinded by his feelings for her and couldn't see how she was treating us. The situation escalated when I found out that Lisa had started inviting her friends over without asking. They would make a mess, play loud music, and generally treat our home like a frat house. One night, I found Lisa yelling at my wife because the laundry wasn't done to her liking. She even raised her hand as if to slap my wife. That was the final straw. I kicked Lisa out of our house. I couldn't stand to see my wife being treated so poorly in her own home. When Alex found out, he was furious. He yelled at me, saying I was being unreasonable and that Lisa had done nothing wrong. He refused to listen to anything I had to say about the way Lisa had been treating us. In the heat of the moment, I told Alex that he needed to take some time to cool down and think about everything that had happened. I hoped that a night apart would help him see reason. The next morning, I discovered that Alex had left. He had taken all the money we kept in the house, including our emergency savings, and left without a word. I was in shock. I tried calling him, but he had already blocked me. My wife and I were devastated. We felt betrayed by our own son, someone we had raised and loved unconditionally. The money was one thing, but the sheer disregard for us as his parents was another. It felt like a knife to the heart. We reported the theft to the police, but there wasn't much they could do. Alex was an adult, and this was more of a family matter than a criminal one. In the aftermath of Alex's departure, my wife and I struggled to regain a sense of normalcy. We were emotionally and financially drained, but we knew we had to keep moving forward. We tightened our belts, focused on our work, and started rebuilding our savings. Slowly but surely, things began to improve. I threw myself into my job, working extra hours to make up for the lost money. My wife took on some part-time work, and we started cutting back on unnecessary expenses. 4 months later, just as we were starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, Alex showed up at our doorstep with Lisa, who was visibly pregnant. They looked disheveled and desperate. "Mom, Dad, we need a place to stay," Alex said. "We've run out of money and Lisa's pregnant. We don't have anywhere else to go." When I saw Alex's nonchalant attitude, as if nothing had happened, my anger flared. "You think you can just waltz back in here after everything you did?" I demanded. "After you stole from us and left us in a lurch?" Alex looked taken aback. "Dad, we needed that money, but now we need your help." My wife stood beside me, her face a mask of pain and uncertainty. I could tell she was torn between her love for her son and the hurt he had caused. I took a deep breath and said, "Alex, I'll consider letting you stay, but Lisa cannot stay here. She's been nothing but disrespectful and a bad influence, and I want the money you took returned." Alex's face fell. "That's not fair, Dad. Lisa's carrying your grandchild. We need to stay together." Lisa stepped forward, her expression defiant. "Forget about the money. Alex is your only child. Everything you have will be his one day anyway." I couldn't believe her audacity. "Inheriting money is not the same as stealing it, Lisa. You've shown nothing but disrespect to us, and I will not allow that to continue under my roof." Alex looked conflicted, but before he could speak, Lisa grabbed his arm. "Let's go, Alex. We don't need this." For the next few days, Alex and Lisa camped outside our house, trying to force us into letting them in. They even spread rumors among the neighbors, claiming we were rejecting our grandchild because we didn't approve of Lisa. But our neighbors knew us well enough to see through the lies. They offered their support, bringing us food and reassuring us that we had done the right thing. On the third day of their makeshift camp outside our house, Lisa fell ill. Alex banged on our door, desperate. "Mom, Dad, please, Lisa is sick. We need to come inside." My wife and I exchanged worried glances. We didn't want anything bad to happen to Lisa, especially with her being pregnant. Reluctantly, I opened the door and let them in. Once inside, Lisa immediately reverted to her demanding ways. Not 2 hours had passed when she started throwing tantrums. "I want seafood," she demanded. "I need it now." I warned Lisa not to make trouble, but she refused to listen. Alex supported her, insisting she was having cravings because of the pregnancy. Angry and frustrated, I turned to Alex. "You need to choose, Alex. Either Lisa leaves or you both do. I can't take this disrespect any longer." Alex hesitated, looking between Lisa and me. Lisa glared at him and he chose her. "I'm staying with Lisa." That was the final straw. "I'm disowning you, Alex. You need to leave now." Alex was stunned, his face a mixture of shock and regret. He started to beg. "Dad, please don't do this." Lisa, oblivious to the gravity of the situation, continued to demand seafood. "Just get me my food, Alex. Your dad will calm down." In a fit of anger, I grabbed Alex and dragged him towards the door. "You need to leave. Now." As I walked towards Lisa, she saw the anger in my eyes and ran out of the house on her own. "If you don't leave, I'm calling the cops," I shouted after them. I slammed the door shut and turned to my wife, who was in tears. We held each other, sobbing. For the next 3 days, Alex and Lisa remained outside our house, pleading to be let back in. Alex even begged, saying Lisa's health was not good, but I couldn't bring myself to open the door. On the 4th day, they finally left. My wife and I watched them go, a mix of sadness and relief washing over us. Update 1. 6 months passed since that painful ordeal. My wife and I had slowly started to rebuild our lives. The wounds were still there, but they were beginning to heal. Then one evening, there was a knock at the door. I opened it to find Alex standing there, looking more broken and remorseful than I'd ever seen him. His eyes were red, his clothes disheveled. "Dad, Mom, can I talk to you?" We let him in, wary but willing to listen. Alex sat down, his hands trembling. "I'm so sorry for everything. Lisa was cheating on me the whole time. The baby wasn't mine. When I found out, she left me. I have nothing now, nowhere to go. I was wrong. And I know I hurt you both deeply. Please let me come back home." My wife's eyes welled up with tears, but I was still hurt and angry. "Alex, do you understand the gravity of what you did to us? You stole from us, betrayed our trust, and brought someone into our home who treated us horribly. And when given a chance to make things right, you chose her over your own family. Do you realize how much pain you caused?" Alex nodded, tears streaming down his face. "I know, Dad. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging you to give me a chance to make things right." My heart ached to see my son like this, but the wounds were still fresh. "Alex, it's not that simple. You hurt us deeply, and trust takes time to rebuild. Right now, I don't think we're ready to have you back. You need to show us through your actions that you've changed." He looked crushed but nodded in understanding. "I get it, Dad. I'll do whatever it takes. I just want to make things right." I took a deep breath, trying to steady my emotions. "We'll help you find a place to stay and get back on your feet, but you can't stay here right now. You need to prove to us that you're truly sorry and that you've changed." Alex thanked us and left, promising to do whatever it took to regain our trust. True to his word, Alex found a job at a local tech company. He works hard and is steadily climbing the ranks, showing the kind of responsibility and dedication I hadn't seen in a long time. There have been a few bumps along the way. Lisa tried to contact us several times, hoping to stir up trouble. But Alex has changed. He dealt with Lisa firmly, making it clear that any attempts to bother us would result in him exposing her deceit to her current partner. Lisa was frightened and backed off. Each month, Alex sends 50% of his salary to us to repay the money he had stolen. It's not just about the money, but the gesture means a lot to us. It's his way of showing us that he's serious about making amends. It's a long road, but each step Alex takes gives us hope.